Assalamu alaikum, dear friends. In this video we are going to learn about the use of pronoun with a collective noun. Okay, when we are to refer to a collective noun, so for that which pronoun to be used in our English language. So here we will discuss about each rule of the usage of pronoun with the collective nouns. Okay, so let's get started. The first usage is when a pronoun stands for a collective noun, it must be in the singular number and neuter gender if the collective noun is viewed as a whole. Okay, so the statement is saying that the pronoun will be used for a collective noun. Okay, and the pronoun will be of singular number and neuter gender if the collective noun is taken as a whole. Okay, is taken as a whole. How? Now we have the example. The army had to suffer terrible privations in its march. Okay, if you look at the above statement, okay, when a collective noun taken as a whole, okay, and it takes the pronoun singular in number and neuter in gender. Okay, so now here we have the collective noun army. So for army we are using its, it. Okay, as in the previous lecture we have discussed the different usages of it. So now here is the further use of it. Why we are using it? Because it is the neuter gender. Okay, it is used for the neuter gender, and that is why we are using it for a collective noun. We have next example is the fleet will reach its destination in a week. Okay, same is the case with fleet. We have fleet is a collective noun, and for collective noun we are using its as a neuter gender. We have the third example. The crew mutinied and murdered its officers. Okay, so here again we have the collective noun crew, and we are using its neuter gender pronoun it for the collective noun. Next statement, if the collective noun conveys the idea of separate individuals comprising the whole, the pronoun standing for it must be the plural number. Okay, so now here the statement changes that if we are going to use a collective noun and that collective noun conveying the idea of separate individuals, okay, mean every or all the individuals are discussed separately. So for that reason the pronoun will be used in the plural number and in the third person plural. Okay, look at the examples. How the example is the jury were divided in their opinions. Okay, so now jury we have a collective noun. Jury is a collective noun, so now we are using a plural pronoun for the jury. Why? Because the jury is now separated into individuals. Next example we have the committee decided the matter without leaving their seats. Okay, so here again committee is a collective noun. Committee is a collective noun, and we used for collective collective noun there, the plural in number, pronoun the plural in number, because the committee is now dealt with separate individuals. Okay, so this was the my second usage. Now the next usage is when two or more singular nouns are joined by and the pronoun used for them must be plural. Okay, this is a general, and in the subject verb agreement we will discuss about this again. Okay, so when the singular two or more singular nouns are joined by and the word and, the pronoun will be used plural. How? Look at the example. Here we have example Asif and Ali. Okay, two nouns. There are two nouns. One is Asif and the second one is Ali. They are joined by and. So work hard. They are praised by their teacher. Okay, so the pronoun is used in this context in plural number. So this is we have another example. Both Aisha and Amina are tired. They have gone home. So here we have two nouns, Aisha and Amina, and they are joined by the same word and. So for that reason we have to, or we must use a pronoun that is in plural in number. The next thing is, but when two singular nouns joined by and refer to the same person or thing, the pronoun used must of course be singular. Okay, so this is the same usage as we have discussed in the repetition of the articles. If you have not watched that video, go to my channel and watch that repetition of the articles. There we have discussed the nouns which are to be used when two nouns joined by and referring to one person. So for that we use only singular verb with that, but now we are to use the pronoun, not the verb. Okay, how? Now look at the example. Example is, the secretary and treasurer is negligent of his duty. Okay, so now here I have uh, highlighted is the verb. Okay, verb will be in singular in number, and pronoun will also be in singular in number. And the next example is, the shopkeeper and cleaner was doing his duty. Okay, so here again the shopkeeper and cleaner is the same person. So for the same person we are to use singular verb and singular pronoun in both of the cases. Next is when two singular nouns joined by and are preceded by each or every, the pronoun must be singular. Okay, now here we have two things. One is each and the second one is every. In the adjectives we have earlier discussed, each and every are called the distributive numeral adjectives. Okay, they also take singular verb and singular pronoun. Okay, now we are talking about or studying, learning about the pronouns. So together with the pronouns we must learn or repeat the usage of verb too. Okay, we have the example here. Every soldier and every sailor was in his place. Okay, so now here his is used as singular, and the verb was is also in singular in number. Okay, keep remember, every and each are the distributive numeral adjectives. They are always followed, not followed, sorry, verbs and pronouns are always followed singular, singular in number. Second example is each boy and each man take his seat. Okay, so here again we have after every each, and each boy and each man take his seat. Okay, so pronoun must be in singular in number, not in plural. Next is when two or more singular nouns are joined by or either, or neither, nor, the pronoun is generally singular. Okay, this is also the case of a subject verb agreement. In subject verb agreement, we also say that when two or more singular nouns are joined by either or neither, or, the verb always takes singular. So here again the pronoun will be in singular number. Example is Asif or Mali. Asif or Ali must lend his hand. Okay, here pronoun is his, not their. Instead there we are to use his, Asif or Ali. Next example we have either Aisha or Amina forgot to take her parasol. Okay, now here again there either Aisha or Amina, they are used either and or, and the pronoun is in singular in number. Neither Abdul nor Karim has done his duty. He's done his lesson. Pronoun is in singular in number. Next statement is when a plural noun or a singular noun are joined by or nor, the pronoun must be in plural. Okay, now the statement here changes that when a plural noun and a singular noun, two cases, plural noun and a singular noun are joined by or nor, the pronoun must be in plural number. How? Look at the example. Either the manager or his assistants failed in their duty. Okay, now here there is a plural pronoun and it is referring to the assistants. Okay, and here is again one thing, when a singular or plural, but when which we use when in the statement the manager. Okay, if we repeat this sentence, either assistants or the manager failed in his duty. Okay, after or when the noun comes in singular, the pronoun will be used in singular in number. And if in case after or there comes the plural noun, the pronoun will be used in plural. Okay, so keep remember, when or after or if there comes a singular, pronoun will be singular, and if after or there comes a plural noun, so the plural pronoun will be found. Next is when a pronoun refers to more than one noun or pronoun of a different person, it must be of the first person plural in preference to the third. Okay, so what is this? This is talking about, sorry, this the whole statement is about the personal pronouns, first person, second person, and third person pronoun. Okay, different persons here mean first person, second person, and third person pronoun. And to summarize this whole statement, we may say that the arrangement, if there comes two person pronouns are coming in the same sentence, so which would be given preference at the first. So Now by looking at the examples we will be clear. Here is the example: you and I have done our duty. Okay, so now here in the statement we said what? First person plural in preference. Okay, in preference. So now here you and I, we may not write this like so: I and you. I and you will be incorrect. Keep remember, this is incorrect, we cannot say. So the correct usage is you and I have done our duty. So now the pronoun of use of the pronoun refers in the preference will be given to the first person plural. Keep remember this one. Okay, look at the next example: you and Harry. You and Harry have idled away your time. Okay, so now here Harry is the third person pronoun and we are speaking of that person. Okay, we are. So why your now here came in plural number including Harry and you. So in that case second person plural in preference. Okay, this is the statement. Keep remember the use of the correct pronouns. Okay, now this is the good manners require that we should say and write the arrangement of the pronouns when the different person pronouns are coming in a single sentence. So what should we do? So now here we have you and I. We are to use you and I, not I and you. I and you will be incorrect. Okay, so keep remember this is incorrect. Same is the case in the second sentence: you and he is recommend, not he and you is incorrect. Okay, and Harry and I, third person pronoun will come at first and the first person at the last, not I and Harry. I and Harry is incorrect. Same is the case with the he and I. We may not say not and he. Okay, so these are all are incorrect. The correct statements are these. Okay, you and I, you and he, Harry and I, he and I. The correct usage of the person pronouns. We have the examples are written: you and I must work together. We may not say that I and you must work. Okay, that sentence will be regarded as incorrect. So the correct use of the pronouns is you and I must work together. Next example is you and he must mend your ways. You and he must mend your ways. Okay, now we are using you and he. Okay, as earlier here we have talked about that. And why here came the you? And if we go to the previous slides, we have said or we have learned that preference will be given to the second person pronoun, that is your or you in plural in number. Okay, so guys, this was today's video about the use of pronoun with collective nouns and their arrangement when we are to confront with the different person pronouns in a single sentence. So guys, take care all of you. Allah Hafiz.